and welcome to the We Wealth channel. My name is Athena Gardner. I am the founder of We Wealth, where we try to make wealth simplified. Here you can find videos on topics about wealth, financial, consulting, tips, and things to think about when it comes to you or your business as far as generating wealth. So today's topic, I wanted us to focus on lessons we can learn from the firing of Don Lemon and Tucker Carlson. Now, I know this topic might have been probably talked to death at this point, but I wanted to give my unique perspective on everything that has happened. So unless you've been living in a box, you should know that as of this week, both Don Lemon and Tucker Carlson were fired from their positions this week. Now, there's a lot of speculation going on about the reasons behind their firings and all of that. And I'm not even really going to go into that as much, but what I wanted to do is go into the lessons we can learn from these things, because I think that is what, at the end of the day, is the most important. What's most important are the lessons that we can learn. So the first lesson I think we can learn is that job security is an illusion. Okay. Job security is an illusion. Why is that? Well, from reading the different articles that happened this week, what I learned from both these men are that they did not expect to be getting fired or let go at the times that they did. And not only did they not expect it, they weren't even initially informed by their employers. They were informed by their agents, or they were informed last minute. And what I want us to think about, especially when it comes to business, when it comes to even our own personal life, is that we never think of the unexpected. And we have a tendency to operate from thinking things are going to always be consistent, always going to be constant, always going to be status quo. And that is not the nature of life. The nature of life is that it's constant, and that we should even anticipate changes, that there will be changes that will happen. So that is one thing I want us to really drill into, is that job security is an illusion, and that we should be thinking of, which is point number 2, the importance of income streams, the importance of diversifying those income streams as well. Because what can happen if you don't diversify your income streams and you suddenly get fired, right? You suddenly get fired, you suddenly get let go from your job, then you end up like this. Then you end up, you can find yourself in a situation where you're a beggar. Now you're broke. Now you don't have money. Now you have to be asking people. Now you're in a disadvantaged position. And you never want to be in a disadvantaged position. You always want to be in a position of abundance, of wealth. Okay, some of us aspire for this. Or working on your estate. Okay, you want to be in a position where you're going to be good regardless. And even while you are working or whatever, whether it's you own your own business, whether you have to do things for work, you always want to have a plan, a strategy in place, so that you don't find yourself like this, like out on the street. You don't want that, right? You don't want that. So that is why it is so important that we have these different income streams. We have different revenues coming in. I do not know the personal finances of Don Lemon and Tucker Carlson. I'm assuming that they're fine, and that while they have done these great media careers, that they have set aside things, probably have a portfolio, probably, these are assumptions. I do not know. But what I want us to focus on as everyday people who are not in the spotlight, who are not in media, who may not even be celebrities, is that we need to take these instances that we read and hear in the news, we need to learn from them, and apply that to our own lives. Because what is important is that we do wealth building activities, right? Wealth building activities, regardless if you are working, um, like a 9 to 5, if you are working on your own business, whatever that looks like, whatever that looks like, you want to have a wealth building activities going on. Now, what does that look like? What does that look like? So, wealth building activities would be setting up some kind of portfolio where you're investing the money that you do make, right? Also, going into different business ventures as well. You don't have to operate a full business, or maybe you look for different deals. Maybe that's in the area of real estate. Maybe that's in the area of investing in stocks and bonds. Maybe, you, while you are working your regular job, you consult as well, right? We always want to think about these different things and how we can create wealth building activities and that add to us. So even when we face challenges or we lose our job or whatever the case may be, that we are okay, right? We are okay. But what I find, especially when I consult, right? Especially when I consult, is that most people aren't even thinking about that. Sometimes we get so bogged down with the day to day that we don't even have time to think about what we need to do for ourselves, what we need to have for ourselves. We're so busy ripping and running, trying to get things done, trying to just meet the demands of the day, that I often find that we do not have any kind of strategy in place. And all of us need to have a wealth strategy. All of us need to have some kind of strategy in place, right? Because without having a strategy, we're just blindly going about things. And that may work for a time. But when situations like this happen, then it's this panic, it's this anxiety, we're at this loss. We are running around like a headless chicken, okay? And I don't want that. I don't want that for us. That is not what we should be striving for. So I help a lot of people, especially busy people, as a financial wealth consultant, come up with a wealth strategy, with a plan, right? I assess the needs of their financial health, and we come up with strategies to add to their portfolio, strategies to add to their lives, not only focusing on creating wealth, but also focusing on preserving wealth, because that's a lot that other people don't talk about. Once you have made this money now, how do you preserve it, right? Comment down below the word preserve if you want me to do a video on wealth preservation. But yes, my main goal and what I do when I help with clients is that I help them, create a plan, create strategies, and based on their goals, what they want to do. So if I will link down below, I do give complimentary sessions that will be linked down below as well, if you're interested in having a financial wealth plan and strategy for yourself, right? But in closing, listen, this is what we're all trying to avoid. You do not want to be caught out here destitute, okay? Times are changing. There's a lot of shifts happening with the economic times. Inflation is on our necks, okay? Besides inflation being on our necks, the price of everything going up, there's going to be a new digital dollar. Things are always going to be changing in our economic environment. And if you want to be informed about these changes, comment down below. Let me know that you want me to do videos, but also feel free to sign up for my newsletter. The We Wealth newsletter that is also linked down below. I send weekly insights on things that need to be noted. I pride myself in consolidating financial information and relaying it in a way that is simple and concise and that is practical. So if you are interested in getting that newsletter, please check the link below. It will lead you to not only the newsletter, but all the resources that are available to you, complimentary resources from We Wealth. But to recap, what I want you guys to understand is that job security is an illusion. All right, that is not even in place. Even if you run your own business, economic environments will often change. So you need to be adaptable. You need to have strategies in place. You need to have the importance of income streams or revenue streams for your business. You need to be engaging in wealth building activities. And I think I'm going to do a video on that as well. And you need to have some kind of strategy and plan in place so that you preserve, not only build up your financial resources and your own security in that, because the money is your protection, but also for you to conserve that wealth for yourself and for you to also, live comfortably and build an estate off of that. And if you're interested in that, please feel free to go on my website or connect with me on all of my social spaces. And I hope you guys have a great day and this was informative for you as well. Until the next video.